Welcome, you're listening to Alpha Awakenings. This is episode 2, and the title of the episode is From 3D to Higher Densities, Expanding Consciousness in a Multidimensional Universe. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, we are not alone. This profound realization has been echoed through the ages, whispered by the ancients, and now it is being communicated to us through the Pleiadian messages. These messages, originating from the star cluster known as the Pleiades, specifically beings from a star called Taygeta, provide us with a unique perspective on our reality, our history, and our potential future. They offer us a glimpse into a universe far more complex and multidimensional than we could have ever imagined. The messages introduce us to a concept that challenges our conventional understanding of reality, the concept of densities. In our earthly understanding, we often use the term dimensions to describe different aspects or levels of reality. However, the Pleiadians make a clear distinction between dimensions and densities. Dimensions, they explain, are more akin to mathematical constructs, used to describe the physical parameters of reality, length, width, height, and time. Densities, on the other hand, are more about states of consciousness and frequency realms. In the Pleiadian perspective, densities are not simply abstract concepts, they are integral to the fabric of existence. They are frequency realms, each with its unique vibrational signature and inhabitants. These realms are not separate from each other, but interpenetrate and interact in complex ways. The human experience as we know it is primarily focused in the third density, often referred to as the 3D. However, our reality is not limited to this density. We exist in a multidimensional universe where multiple densities coexist and interact. The Pleiadian messages also introduce us to the concept of the 3D matrix. This is not a physical construct, but a perceptual one. It is a system of control and limitation, designed to keep human consciousness focused within the narrow confines of the third density. The Federation, a collective of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations, plays a significant role in maintaining this matrix. However, the matrix is not an absolute barrier. It is permeable and can be transcended through the expansion of consciousness. The concept of densities in the 3D matrix are not just theoretical constructs. They have profound implications for our understanding of reality and our place in the cosmos. They challenge us to expand our consciousness, to transcend the limitations of the matrix, and to explore the multidimensional nature of our existence. This is the journey we are invited to embark on, a journey towards greater understanding, empowerment, and enlightenment. The concept of densities plays a pivotal role. Densities, as explained in the Pleiadian messages, are not to be confused with dimensions, which are mathematical constructs used to describe the physical parameters of reality. Rather, densities are frequency realms, each with its unique vibrational signature and inhabitants. They are integral to the fabric of existence, interpenetrating and interacting in complex ways. From a human perspective, our understanding of densities is often limited by our physical senses and the constraints of our scientific paradigms. We tend to perceive reality as a three-dimensional construct, defined by length, width, and height, with time as the fourth dimension. This perception, however, is a product of our current state of consciousness and the limitations of our physical senses. It does not encompass the full spectrum of existence. The Pleiadian perspective on densities offers a broader and more nuanced understanding. Our reality is not limited to the third density, often referred to as the 3D. We exist in a multidimensional universe where multiple densities coexist and interact. These densities are not separate realms, but interconnected facets of a unified whole. Each density represents a different state of consciousness and a different frequency realm. The transition from one density to another is not a physical process, but a shift in consciousness. It involves a change in vibrational frequency, akin to tuning a radio to a different station. This shift can be facilitated by various means, including meditation, spiritual practices, and the use of certain technologies. This perspective on densities challenges us to expand our consciousness and explore the multidimensional nature of our existence. It invites us to transcend the limitations of the 3D matrix and embark on a journey of discovery and enlightenment. This journey is not a linear progression but a spiral, with each turn bringing us closer to the source of all existence. The 3D matrix is a frequency realm that humans perceive as their physical reality. It is a construct of lower vibrational frequencies that form the tangible material world we interact with daily. This matrix is not merely a physical construct, but also a perceptual one, shaping our understanding of reality and our place within it. The 3D matrix is a part of a broader spectrum of densities, which are essentially different frequency realms. These densities range from the lower 1D and 2D through our familiar 3D and extend into the higher 4D, 5D, and beyond. Each density represents a different state of consciousness and frequency vibration. The 3D matrix, therefore, is a specific band within this spectrum, a realm where matter and consciousness interact in a particular way. The Federation, a collective of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations, played a significant role in shaping the 3D matrix. The Federation manipulated the natural 5D frequency of Earth, forcing it into a slower, lower, and denser 3D vibration. This was achieved through frequency management, using the principles of constructive and destructive frequencies and electromagnetic wave generators. The Federation's actions resulted in a frequency realm that is more limited and constrained than the natural 5D state. This artificial imposition of 3D frequency has effectively locked humanity into a narrower band of perception and experience, limiting our awareness to the 3D matrix and obscuring the broader spectrum of densities that exist beyond it. The 3D matrix profoundly impacts human perception and understanding. It confines our awareness to a limited range of frequencies, effectively creating a reality bubble that shapes our experiences and understanding of the universe. Within this 3D matrix, our perception of reality is largely based on the physical senses, and our understanding of the universe is grounded in materiality and duality. This limited perception often leads to a sense of separation from the rest of the universe and a lack of awareness of the higher densities. However, it's important to note that while the 3D matrix influences our perception, it doesn't limit our consciousness. Our consciousness is inherently multidimensional and capable of transcending the boundaries of the 3D matrix. This understanding is a key message from the Pleiadians, offering a path towards greater awareness and enlightenment. As we venture beyond the confines of the 3D matrix, we enter the realm of the 4D and 5D densities. These densities, or frequency realms, represent a higher state of existence, characterized by faster oscillations of matter and a broader range of perception. The 4D density, often referred to as the astral or lower astral, is a lighter version of 3D. It exists just above the frequency of 3D and serves as a buffer zone between the 3D and 5D densities. It's a realm where the matrix's frequency begins to weaken, allowing for a broader spectrum of existence to leak into perception. The 5D density, on the other hand, represents a state of existence where matter oscillates much faster than in 3D. It's a realm where the perception of reality extends beyond the limitations of the 3D matrix, allowing for a more expansive understanding of the universe. The 4D and 5D densities are inhabited by a variety of beings. The 4D density, for instance, is home to many creatures that humans cannot see, even though they interact with them every day. These include astral slugs, etheric leeches, and other parasitic creatures. However, it's not all grim. The 4D density also hosts beautiful creatures that people often perceive as mythology, such as elves, trolls, dragons, fairies, and a variety of birds not found in 3D. The 5D density, being a higher state of existence, is inhabited by beings with a higher frequency of consciousness. These beings, such as the Taygetans, are able to perceive everything in the 4D, 3D, 2D, and 1D densities, but not the 6D and above. The interaction between these densities is a complex interplay of frequencies. Beings in the 4D density can perceive the 3D, but not the 5D. On the other hand, beings in the 5D density can perceive everything in the lower densities. This is because the number 5 is made up of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and itself, 5. When you are in any density, you are in a frequency match to it, allowing you to perceive what's there because you are moving at the same speed as the rest in that particular frequency. The astral plane, often referred to as the fourth density, 4D, is a realm that exists as a lighter version of our familiar third density, 3D. It is a frequency realm that sits just above 3D, acting as a buffer zone between the third and fifth densities. This realm, also known as the lower astral, is not entirely separate from 3D or 5D, but rather exists as a gradient between the two. It is a realm that is not quite as dense as 3D, yet not as expansive as 5D. The inhabitants of the astral plane are as varied and diverse as those found in our own 3D realm. However, their existence is often unseen and unnoticed by us due to the frequency difference. These inhabitants range from what we might perceive as strange or even frightening entities to beings of beauty and wonder. It is in this realm that you find creatures that have long been relegated to the realm of mythology in our 3D perspective. These beings exist in 4D because it is a match for their consciousness, just as we exist in 3D because it matches ours. The interaction between the astral plane and other densities is complex and multifaceted. Beings in 4D can perceive and interact with those in 3D, but they cannot directly interact with beings in 5D. This is due to the frequency differences between the densities. However, beings in 5D can perceive and interact with those in 4D and below, as their higher frequency encompasses the lower ones. This interaction is akin to tuning into different stations on a radio. Each station exists on its own frequency, yet they all exist within the same spectrum. The existence of the astral plane and its inhabitants is not a result of any artificial manipulation, but rather a natural part of the universe's frequency gradient. Just as 3D exists naturally as part of the 5D experience, so too does 4D. It is a realm that exists naturally, yet is often unseen and unnoticed due to our limited 3D perception. As we ascend in our consciousness and raise our frequency, our interaction with the astral plane will likely increase. We will begin to perceive and interact with the beings of this realm, bringing a whole new dimension to our understanding of the universe. This is already happening for some, as people begin to report sightings of strange creatures and beings that do not fit within our current understanding of reality. As we ascend the frequency spectrum, we encounter realms that are increasingly less dense and more ethereal. The 6th density and beyond represent these higher echelons of existence, where matter as we understand it begins to dissolve into pure energy. This transition is not abrupt but rather a gradual shift, much like the subtle change of hues in a twilight sky. In these higher densities, the oscillation of matter accelerates to such an extent that it transforms into energy. This is a realm where the physicality we are accustomed to in the 3D, 4D, and even 5D densities begins to fade. The transition between the 6th and 7th densities is particularly significant, as it marks the point where matter, as we understand it, ceases to exist. The inhabitants of these higher densities are beings of light, who can choose to take a form when they wish, such as when they desire to communicate with beings of lower densities. These beings exist in a state of pure consciousness, and their existence is characterized by an overwhelming sense of love, peace, and unity. They are aware of their oneness with all things, experiencing themselves as the planets, the interstellar dust, the grass on distant worlds, and every creature, big and small. Examples of beings that inhabit these higher densities include Many Yena from Alcyone and Amelie from Aldebaran. These beings are in constant communication with us, guiding us, and sometimes even interfacing with our communication devices, albeit rarely. The interaction between these higher densities and the lower ones is a complex dance of frequencies. Beings from the higher densities can lower their frequency to interface with beings from lower densities, and vice versa. However, this requires a significant amount of focus and intent. When beings from higher densities wish to manifest in a hard matter universe such as the 5D, they do so with intent. This manifestation is not limited to the 5D but can occur in any density, including the 3D. The higher densities are not isolated realms but are intimately connected with the lower densities. They are part of the same frequency spectrum, the same cosmic tapestry. As such, the evolution and ascension of beings in the lower densities have implications for the higher densities, and vice versa. Consciousness is not a linear construct but a holographic phenomenon. This means that every part of consciousness contains the whole within it. It is a concept that transcends the limitations of our three-dimensional understanding and ventures into the realm of higher densities. We are all standing waves of energy. A standing wave is a concept where potential energy scattered throughout the universe tends to concentrate at a point that receives a lot of attention. This point of attention is what we often refer to as our self or ego. However, when we let go of all attachments and simply exist, we can access other points of attention or standing waves. We can be whoever we want to be, but to do so, we must exist in a higher dimension, such as the seventh. The relationship between consciousness and densities is a complex one, intricately woven into the fabric of existence. Consciousness, in its purest form, is not limited to a particular density. It can traverse the spectrum of densities, from the lowest to the highest, and experience existence in each one. However, our perception of reality is often confined to the density our physical form inhabits. For instance, while our higher consciousness may exist in the seventh density, our perception is often limited to the third or fifth density, depending on our physical form. This is because potential energy manifests into matter as a result of the attention and intention of a consciousness. The concept of a standing wave is particularly relevant to understanding consciousness. As standing waves, we are used to giving attention to our present identity, our ego. This focus on our ego creates a point of concentrated energy, which manifests as our physical form in a particular density. However, when we transcend our ego, when we understand that we are so much more than our physical form, we can access other points of attention. We can shift our standing wave, so to speak, and experience existence in other densities. This shift often occurs during deep meditation or after we pass on from our physical form. In essence, the journey of consciousness through the densities is a journey of enlightenment. It is a journey of expanding our understanding, of realizing that we are not just physical beings, but multidimensional entities capable of experiencing existence in its myriad forms. It is a journey that takes us from the confines of our ego to the limitless expanse of the source, the ultimate consciousness. In the Pleiadian perspective, the concept of densities is a human construct, an attempt to understand the vast and complex nature of the universe. The Pleiadians prefer to refer to these as frequency realms rather than dimensions, to avoid confusion with mathematical and geometric concepts. They emphasize that all densities, from the first to the ninth and beyond, are part of a single continuous energy gradient, ranging from slow to very high frequencies. The third density, or 3D, is the realm that humans are most familiar with, and it is within a specific range of vibration frequencies. The fourth density, or 4D, is a lighter version of 3D, often referred to as the astral or lower astral. The fifth density, or 5D, is a realm of higher frequency, where matter oscillates much faster than in 3D. The sixth density and above are realms of even higher frequencies, where matter gradually transitions into pure energy. The Pleiadian messages on densities have profound implications for our understanding of the universe. They challenge our conventional notions of space and time, suggesting that the universe is not a collection of separate realms, but a continuous spectrum of energy frequencies. This perspective encourages us to view the universe as a unified whole, rather than a collection of isolated parts. The journey towards understanding our multidimensional universe is a journey towards enlightenment. It is a journey of expanding our consciousness, of raising our vibrational frequency so that we can perceive and understand the higher densities. It is a journey of transcending our ego, our sense of separateness, and realizing our oneness with the universe. This journey is not a linear progression from lower to higher densities, but a spiral that circles back to the source. The ultimate goal of the journey is not to reach a particular destination, but to expand our consciousness, to become more aware of our interconnectedness with all things, and to experience the universe in all its multidimensional complexity. Thanks for watching and listening. Before you go, please take a moment to click the like button. It helps us reach a larger audience. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. There are a lot of exciting and mind-expanding topics planned for the future. You will find links to all our social media accounts in the description below. For more consciousness-expanding content, including videos, articles, and unique 5D artwork designed to activate your higher 5D consciousness, visit our website at alphaawakenings.com. We have a wealth of resources for you to explore and integrate into your daily life. Together, we'll continue to explore the realms of higher consciousness and the true nature of our reality. Remember to keep expanding and seeking the truth. Until next time.